I was most struck by how engaged the students really were, and I'm very conscious of the fact that, of course, I would say that I'm, excited by this particular approach. But I do think that there was evidence that they had actually done the work, both in terms of having collected the information they were supposed to collect, but also commenting on each other's work. And I think that's fairly unusual. I think we often find students coming along not necessarily having done the reading they were supposed to do for a module, not really having thought through the questions that were being asked.
I think I would add a couple of points that most struck me. One was that it was like seeing, in maths, the point is not so much the answer as the working out. What we were seeing was the working out. That's for each of the 6 stages or whatever, and there were 6 stages for the first assignment. You could see the first steps that one had taken, the first steps that the second had taken, and how they were beginning to. And so usually what we see as teachers is the outcome, the presentation or whatever it is. We don't see what they've gone through. We don't see the process that they've gone through to get there. And I found that looking at the work on the wikis revealing. And I don't mean that I in a censorious way. I just think that gives us access to how they approach it and how one could begin to help them in various ways. I think firstly that it broke down. Say, just go ahead and analyse some data. We're talking about interaction, so go ahead and analyse it. Well, they don't know where to begin. The first thing that I think helped them was that the process of doing analysis is broken down into stages. So first you do this, secondly you do that, and so forth. So it's set out in ways that they can follow each stage very easily, so that at the end they find, oh, what we've got is an analysis. And I think that is very encouraging. I think they can see where they're going themselves, whereas I think just giving them something and saying go away and do that on your own is difficult. And I think that matter of the, I wouldn't put it as quite support, but being able to do it with somebody else, not being on your own, makes a tremendous difference. So I think those 2 factors for me.
And I think an additional thing is the flow, so that this links to what Paul's been saying, but just the fact that explicitly at each step it was all tied together. So it wasn't, okay, he has a bit of VLE work to do and it has no bearing on anything else that you're going to do across the course. I think the fact that it tied into the seminar, and then the seminar tied into feedback that we gave back, which was preparatory work for then writing up the assessment. I think all of those links made it very clear why they were doing it, but also how it was benefiting them.